Hey, this is Don with Panel Smasher Studios, and welcome back for the second installment of the Superhero Showdown. Now, before we get started, I just wanted to mention again that I'm still doing the battle video between Iron Man and Batman. The video will be released. It's going to take a little time for me to get back home and actually do the video itself, but we're looking at June 8th at the very latest, so that's about 2 weeks from now when that video will be released. At that time, that's also when the voting for today's video will be closed. So just keep that in mind. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment in the section below. And yeah, well, without further ado, let's look at the combatants. So in today's video, we have Marvel's very own Thor fighting off against DC's classical character Captain Marvel. So, Thor, what can we say about him? He's the Asgardian god of thunder, he's the son of Odin, and he's one of the most powerful warriors in Asgard as well as one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe. Now, being one of Marvel's biggest characters isn't always enough. Sometimes you need to show some of the new characters who's the boss and put their asses down. And that's just what Thor does. He flies in, he kicks ass, and he's back in Asgard for tea. Now, he's gone toe-to-toe with some of the strongest characters Marvel's thrown at him. The Hulk, Hercules, and even the Sentry. And for those of you who don't know, the Sentry is a creation of Stan Lee's back in the 60s that was never really used until, I think, about sometime in the last 10 years, something like that. But basically, he's Marvel's own version of Superman. But we'll get to him another time. So, what kind of powers does a Thor have? Well, he can control electricity, he's got super strength, durability, super speed. Those are ones that a lot of superheroes have, but I mean, that's a must-have. He's got some magical powers. He's a weapons master. He's highly skilled in unarmed combat. He can control the weather, and he can fly. And he's also been known to project energy blasts, that sort of thing. Thor also has this thing called Warrior Madness. And I don't really want to call it a weakness, but sometimes it can be seen as a weakness. Basically, he just goes into a blind rage and just beats the crap out of everything in sight. Yeah, that's about it. But, I mean, he's got leadership skills as well as being, pretty handsome guy.
He's confident, he's smart, he's sexy, he's kind of sweatier than usual, but that's okay.
Now, in terms of weaknesses with Thor, the only thing that really comes to mind is removing Thor from his hammer. This not only takes a portion of his powers away, but it takes away his ability to fly, to control weather, and in some other instances there have been points where magic has had a huge effect on him. But then again, who wouldn't that screw over? So I think that pretty much wraps it up for Thor. So, Captain Marvel, DC's very own god of thunder in a way. Billy Batson is this teenage kid that was given powers by 6 gods from some wizard he met in a subway. The gods included Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury. And whenever he shouts the word Shazam, he becomes Captain Marvel. Now, Captain Marvel can certainly hold his own. He's fought the likes of Black Adam, Superman, Superboy Prime. He has fought Thor in the past as well, but we'll get to that in a little bit. He even has a beef with the wizard Merlin, for God's sake. So, let's look at some of his powers. He has blasting power, energy projection. He's been able to control electricity as well as heal at a faster rate. He has super strength, speed, durability, reflexes, that whole deal. In some instances, he has been able to hypnotize people as well as teleport. And he's highly skilled in unarmed combat. And he can fly. Yeah. So yeah, he's really comparable to Superman in a lot of ways, and not just powers, but weaknesses. In terms of weaknesses, they both share the vulnerability to magic. While his powers are magic-based, a higher form of magic can be used against him, and it can do quite a bit of damage. Now, another downfall that's been noted before is the fact that he is pretty naive. While Billy Batson looks like an adult when he is Captain Marvel, he isn't. He's just a kid, and he hasn't matured mentally or emotionally, and a lot of times he is quite naive and gullible to some of the villains that he comes across in his travels. One of the other big sort of downfalls for Captain Marvel is if you can get him to say the word Shazam while in battle, it reverses the transformation and actually causes him to become the child form Billy Batson once again. And that's been done tons of times. Batman does it to him quite a bit. But yeah, that's probably one of his biggest weaknesses. Now, during the 90s miniseries Marvel vs. DC, Thor and Captain Marvel were put against each other. Now, ultimately, Thor did come out on top of this battle by intervening Billy Batson's transformation. It cost him his hammer ultimately, but he did win the battle. Now, things have come a long way since the 90s. Characters have changed, and this time around, either one of them could win. But in any case, it's the same deal as before. Voting will commence on our website. Just follow the link below, and you'll be all set. Now, voting closes June 8th, so don't forget that. That gives you 2 weeks from now to think this over, think long and hard, and cast your vote on our website. Spread this to your friends, tell your friends, your family, your teachers, whoever. Get the votes in. Now, don't forget that the battle video between Iron Man and Batman will also be up then too. And yeah, that's about it. So without further ado, I'm Don from Panel Smasher Studios, and thanks for watching. So, you haven't followed us on Twitter yet? Well, I guess the next showdown will be me kicking your ass. Follow us on Twitter. Do it.